Hello Flosstube, welcome to Flosstube number 72. Today is sometime in the first part of May. I think it's May 6th, 2026. I hope you're all doing good. This is the third time I have recorded this video, so we're gonna hope, fingers crossed, that we get through it without any issues. A couple of disclaimers. I know there's an air conditioner kind of sound in the background, but if I don't have that on, you hear all of the chatter from my family in the other part of the room. So it just is what it is. When you've got a family of 5, it's very loud. So yes. I will also warn you, I have been sick since the first part of April, and it's been bronchitis and stuff. I'm sure that as I get to talking, I'm liable to have to clear my throat and cough, but I will try to turn away from the camera so that it's not loud. So, oh my gosh, I'm in the end and we're just doing disclaimers. So this episode is my, just after my 5-year anniversary of doing Flosstube. I started Flosstube April, it's hard to believe, 5 years ago. It's crazy how much joy and traveling and friendship and everything that has happened in the last 5 years. So if you have been here with me through any part of that journey, thank you for coming along with me. I know I've not been consistent at doing videos. I hope to do better with that. I've got kind of a schedule change in life, and I think that's going to allow me to record some videos just myself in a quiet location at some point during the day. So I hope that I will be able to do weekly or bi-weekly videos depending on how much I get to stitch. I have a lot to talk about in this video. I have StitchWest recap, I have got finishes, I have got FFOs, I have got new starts, I have got haul, I have got a Greensboro Stitch Day to talk about, and I've tried to kind of divide this stuff up, but I apologize in advance because there's going to be just some ebb and flow of it. But if you stick around with me, I will try to just chat about each one of them after we get finished. So we got a lot to cover. And of course there's going to be plans that I probably won't stick to. But I hope everybody's been good. So grab your stitching. I hope that I give you some content that you can stitch to and enjoy what you're up to. I do want to talk about, before I kind of get into my projects, some feedback that I've got. I knew 5 years was coming up, and so I wanted to get some feedback from people about what do they enjoy in a Flosstube, what do they not enjoy, just that kind of thing, you know, just kind of do some self-reflection about my channel. And I've got a lot of feedback that people are shocked at how much the community in the last 5 years has become so, you know, commercialized and purchase driven and all of that stuff. And so I do want to try to be a channel where folks do come back time after time. So I'm going to try to, in future episodes when I'm not got so much I'm trying to catch up on, to do my whips and my finishes and stuff at the very beginning and save my haul till later on, so that if folks are trying to do a no spend, or they do not want to be influenced by purchases, or they don't financially have the money to be spending, that is kind of, you can still come watch my Flosstube, and then there will be a break in my recording to where you can kind of dub out if you don't want to see that. I do want to be respectful. Myself, I've kind of been discouraged that a lot of Flosstubers that I've watched for a long time have, you know, started selling stuff and all, and I get it because I've done that in the past on my channel too, but I want to keep it separate because I do want for everybody to be comfortable coming and watching my channel. I am very conscientious about spending and debt and a budget, and so I do not spend as much as a lot of people, and I that's okay with me. I don't want to have a bunch of stuff that I'll never use. I would rather do more responsible things with my money. So from time to time, I do have a little bit of haul. It's usually not a massive amount though, unless I have saved up or got birthday money or some Christmas money or something like that, because I do try to be very careful with my spending. So that's just kind of a little bit of a caveat about the future with my Flosstube. I do hope that my schedule change will enable me to post more frequently, and if I post more frequent, I think things won't get all discombobulated or run together like they're going to be this episode. So let me start with my FFOs and my finishes, and then we will kind of go through new starts, and then my whips, and then we'll get into like haul, talking about retreats. So my FFOs that I have got this time, let me just show those. I have recorded now 3 different floss tubes, and YouTube does not like uploading them from my phone, and I finally just get frustrated and delete it. So I've got content from February, like this was a finish right before Valentine's Day. The frame come from Hobby Lobby. I have found out that they put these little frames 40% off every couple of weeks. So this was an old finish, but I actually got it FFO'd, and it just sat on my kitchen bar so that we got to see it. With it having a glass, I didn't worry about it getting dirty or nothing like that. And the kids got to enjoy my stitching as well. I did another one for Valentine's Day. So this is a gold frame. Again, it came from Hobby Lobby. This was a freebie stitch from somewhere. I don't remember where. And I just framed it, and it sit in the kitchen. And so the whole family got to enjoy it at Valentine's Day. I have got 3 patriotic FFOs. These are ones, 2 of these, well, let's just show you. This one I had finished sometime in years past, and just never FFO'd it. So I picked up this frame at Hobby Lobby and put it in there. I thought it was really cute. I thought it makes it look like a postage stamp. But coming with this being our 250th anniversary, I thought I need to get these finished so I can get them out. And then another one, I think this one was from Primrose Cottage Stitches, I think. But is that frame not adorable? It looks just like a postage stamp. But again, it's just a frame, and I didn't even worry about finishing it back here. I will eventually, just not today. But got that one ready to go. And then this was a finish and an FFO. So the last time you seen this, I did not have the flag or all of this at the bottom. I just had the words. So I finished it, and I sewed it into a little pillow. And then this is just lace gathered up on the edges. So I'm excited about this. Look, are these not just the most adorable? Yes, just look. Just look. I mean, how can you not love patriotic finishes? I mean, look. Cute. Cute, cute. I love them. And I have so many more to stitch. So, yes. That's that. Oh my gosh, y'all. The problems is real. Okay, 2 finishes that I have got. Oh my gosh, I cannot make this up. Alright, so at StitchWest, this was one of my finishes. I don't even think you've seen this one. I think this is a new start since my last video. But I did get a finish at StitchWest with this and got to ring the bell. If you want to see that, you can go over and see my Instagram. I do have it over there. And then this was a finish at the Greensboro Stitch Group Retreat. I did make a change to this. The leaves were black on the pattern, and I changed them to green. And the back stitching is just wherever I thought it needed to go. I didn't really follow the pattern. But that one is so cute. I love it. This is Crab Dance by Tiny Modernist. And this one is by Primrose Cottage Stitches. So that is the 2 FFOs I got. Or finishes. Oh gosh. Words. 2 finishes I got. Okay, this is going to be hard to do, but let's just do it. since you have seen me last, I have got a new start. So this is Henpeck by Plum Street Samplers. I started this before I left to StitchWest. I'm stitching it on 40 count. I have never done 40 count before, but I like it. The piece is teeny tiny. I did not realize how tiny 40 count is, but it will be a cute little dough bowl finish. I probably will not stitch the next one on 40 count just because it is so small. But I'm enjoying doing 40 count. It's the first time doing 40 count, so that's fine. My Lady of the Flag. My goal was to have her done so that I could finish her at StitchWest. Y'all know me by now. Didn't happen, but I did get a lot of work done on her. So I've got a lot of her dress done, and down in there in the bottom part of the flag. I need to try to do at least 30 minutes to an hour on her every day. I really want to have her done by July 4th. It's just so hard to do that and everything else. It's just a big piece. So I stitched on it at StitchWest and before I left. My next piece is Log Cabin Christmas. I started this 1 or 2 years ago. It's a series, and you can stitch them individually or all 9 together. I'm stitching mine all together. That's just the sketch of what it's going to look like. So Fat Quarter Shop is doing a stitch along with this. So I already had the top 2 done. This is March, that's April, and so they're on May now. So these do not take a lot of time. I just need to focus on this for a couple of days and get it caught up and go ahead and get May stitched as well, because I do want this to be done this year. But I did not have any of that frame done the last time I came to you, so had some progress on that one. And using the Call For Floss and 28 count Lugana called Sandy Toes by Barefoot Needle Art. And then, oops, hang on, I'm trying to put all this stuff back together as I go. I do have a new start that I'm gonna go ahead and show you. I've got 2 new starts actually, so I'm gonna show it to you right quick. I'll talk about the retreat and stuff in a minute, but just for easiness. This is a freebie that was on the table when you walked into Shepherd's Bush. It is called Scrappy Stars by October House Fiber Arts. And right beside of it, Shepherd's Bush had these little kits made up. So it had the trim to do it, the backing fabric, and then the fabric to stitch it on, and it had a little needle in it. So I purchased the kit to do it, and this is what I've got started on it. So that's a new start. I am doing 2 kind of patriotic things. One of them is #13 for the 250th South. So 13 for the 250th South. And the other one is Flags on the 4th. So I have a lot of patriotic pieces that I'm going to try to get done this year. And you'll see as I show you in my purchases and stuff what I've got worked on. But that was a new start that I did pick up when I was at StitchWest. Okay, this last one is a new start as well. And it would just be easy for this to transition into StitchWest. So I'm going to show it to you and talk about StitchWest at the same time, because it's in my StitchWest bag. So Jandy Dean, her YouTube channel is Jandy Sews. She gave me this cute bag. It has got the most amazing stitching at the top. And look at the back. Oh my gosh, y'all. Squirrels! If you know, you know. So if you don't know, I'm a wildlife rehabber. And so right now I have got 15 possums and 6 squirrels that I'm rehabbing. And I had a chipmunk and it passed away cat got it. Anyway, so this is perfect. This is perfect for me, and her sewing is beautiful. So I got that from Jandy. And so my new start was the Retreat exclusive piece, Daisy Hill, and the designer is Summer House Stitchworks. This, she told us the story about this piece about her dogs, but we loved the piece, and so myself, Jandy, Denise, Cindy, and I think a couple of the girls at our table started this piece. Inside of the kit, you got the flosses that were called for. You got the chart. You got, I'm trying to get it out and show it to you. A little beeswax that looks like a flower. You got the board to finish it with. You got, oh, a sticker. I didn't even see the sticker till just now. You got an extra pattern. And then you had to purchase the fabric separately and the rickrack to finish it separately. So I'm stitching mine on 32 count linen vintage country mocha by Zweigart. That's that. I'll show you the fabric in a minute. And then this is the rickrack that was called for. This is Lady Dot Creates. So I purchased that to be able to finish it. And I'm stitching mine one thread over 2 fabric threads. And so I got a good start on it. Started it the day that we got it, which was Saturday at the retreat. And my little house is missing the window in the top. I got to stitching on the plain, couldn't quit. Missed the window. I'm not frogging it out. I just think it's cute how it is. But this one has been a lot of fun to stitch on. And then we got a little thread card. She told us it's wrong, sorry. But it was a cute idea. And then I've got all of my threads on these beautiful floss drops from the Mary Crow. I think this is Jordan the Tattooed Stitcher's mother-in-law. But they are awesome quality. I don't know if you can hear. Like, they're very well made. They're very thick. I love how it has a place for your thread and your scrappy bits of thread. So I bought this set from her. And I bought this patriotic set. For all these patriotic pieces I'm going to be doing, I thought about probably just kind of using the same blue, reds, whites, golds. And I'm going to have like a master set of floss for all of the projects. So that's why I purchased those. But yes, so I'm enjoying this stitch. The goal is to have it finished. If we get to go back in November, we can all take a picture together of that. But thank you to Jandy for the beautiful bag. I got to go out with her and her sister Denise. On Saturday we had the tacos and the best guacamole I have ever put in my mouth. It was so good. But they were so sweet to get to know. Jandy's from Houston, Texas, and her sister I think is from Idaho. I think I'm saying that right. No, she's from Utah. I said it wrong. But they were so sweet. I picked up a kit. I picked up several little kits and stuff. I'm going to kind of show you the stuff that I bought and then talk about the retreat. I hope to have that kind of more separated in future episodes just from what I talked about a minute ago. But right now, there's just so much to show. I have no other choice. So this is the little kit that I got. It says USA. And I have to brag on Shepherd's Bush a little bit. They had these little mini kits together where it had the chart and the button. And then right next to it was these little finishing kits for that one that I showed you. Or they had fabric that was already pre-cut and it was labeled for the piece so that you could see different fabrics and just pick one up and go. I love that because whenever I go in a cross-stitch store, as beautiful as it is, and I understand why they're trying to put so many models in the store, it stresses me out. And so they did a really good job of making all of the models be up higher or in one area of the shop, and then the rest of it was somewhat organized. So they had things in drawers or in magazine containers. It was very nice, and not having to get a chart here and run over here to get fabric and run over there to get rickrack. And I really enjoyed that shopping experience. I feel like that decision fatigue that you get when you're already overwhelmed, like they just took it out. So it was so nice for you to just have it already pre-cut. It was priced all together. You didn't have to go around in 50 places in the store hunting it. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. So thank you, Shepherd's Bush, for doing that. So that was one of them that I got. Another one that I got is the Patriotic Parade. And again, the same thing. It came with the chart, the little button, and the picture. And then right beside of it was a little, I don't know, can you tell it what it is? Patriot. Hang on. I'm trying to make it focus on it. There it goes. So cute. They're a really good size. Stitch count for this one is 43 by 30. So just cute little 4th of July projects. For the 13 for the 250, I thought that would be perfect. I picked up another chart while I was there. This one, everybody loves this one. Beach Quaker by Primrose Cottage. And then again, they had a little bundle of fabric right next to the chart. You see that? Tells you what it's for, the price, and what count it is. So, I mean, they just made it too easy for me to pick it up. So I got the fabric to do that with. That. Okay, and then I picked up this one. I had seen Jordan the Tattooed Stitcher stitch this one. It was so cute. It is Sheepish Manor. I'm trying to see who the designer is. Chessie and Me. But it had the photo in there. And then it had the floss and the fabric together. So I just bought it as a little kit. Again, made it so easy for me to be able to purchase what I needed for it. Okay, so this next one is a project that I already had started a while back. I was doing it as a white with a solid yellow thread. I hate stitching on it. Yellow's not my favorite color. So I have had that one in timeout. And I wanted to restitch it, but I didn't know how. So one of the vendors at StitchWest was Lappin' Loops, and they had these one-of-a-kinds, and so the last day they put all of the one-of-a-kinds on sale. So I got this beautiful piece of fabric. It is so pretty. It is so springy and cheery, and I said, I don't know what I want to stitch on this. So it hit me that I could stitch this piece so it would have that component of the yellow without being solid yellow. And then I picked up this thread. It's called Taste the Rainbow by Live and Die LA. And I'm going to stitch it with this thread on this fabric and restart it. So I love that. I would not have seen that thread. There was another gal at our table. And so she picked it up. And I was like, okay, I gotta have it. Oh, I seen that thread. I instantly thought of the Quaker, and then the fabric just happened. So there's that. I also purchased from the Live and Die LA. She had these little frogs, and inside were mystery gifts. They open up like an Easter egg. And so I had stickers in mine. But I thought it was so cute, and I'm going to put it on my little stitching thing at my table. So I thought it was cute. And then I got the Retreat exclusive. It's called Faded Glory in 28 count Lugana. And I thought about if I could find a piece that would look really good as a monochromatic, I would do this as the fabric and do like a gold thread. And so I think it would really show up. I'll have to see what I do with this, but being the 250th year, I mean, you couldn't pass it up, right? Okay. So another thing that we did, if you will remember, when I went to retreat in Washington, D.C., we did a tour, and at all of the monuments, I would pull out my little piece and stitch on it, and then I turned it into a scissors fob, and I kind of wanted to do something similar. So on Saturday morning, we were sitting at the table, and I said, oh, if I design a little scissor fob, will everybody on the table stitch it? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I sit at the table and designed this little piece, and we passed it around, and everybody stitched on it, and we went up together and rang the bell. It's on my Instagram. You can go see it. But then there was other people at the retreat that I wanted to remember, and I wanted for them to stitch on it too. So we added another little bee. There's going to be more beehives down here and a couple little bees over here. So it's got a little bit too big to be a scissor fob. Like you can see, it's too big to be a scissors fob. But I'm going to make it a pin keep. And that way I can remember all of the folks who stitched on this with me at StitchWest. And I'm so excited. I love it. Okay, let me show you the gifts that I got, and then I'll show you the freebies that I got from StitchWest. So Kristen and Kate gave us a cute packaged container. I had it in the bag and I saved it and was going to show it to you, and then I had to delete the video because it wouldn't upload, so I took it out of the packaging. But they got us the Cross-Stitch Project journal and a cute patriotic scissor fob, and there was a pack of gum in here, so that was super cute. Another one of the gals at our table, her husband printed these, and I'll put their names below so they get credit. We had a table full of K's and C's, so it got confusing a little bit, but I love them. They're so cute, and I used mine as an orc container, but I mean, it's that 3D printed. It's so cool. I think this was from Chris at our table. I think was her name. I see her face as plain as day, but there's some floss drops, DMC, retractable cutters, a mini hoop. We actually used the hoop to pass around the pillow cushion scissor fob we all stitched on. There is a cute crow sticker in here. I love this sticker. It's going to go on my pattern holder. So thank you for that. Another lady at our table gave us these cute tape ruler. I think this is a Lori, I don't know, hemline. I thought it was a Lori Help, but it's not. But it's so cute. It feels so cool. So thank to her. And then Brenda with Handmark Maniac gave me this little container. It has a pen and a notebook and a little zipper pouch, and the zipper pouch is so stinking cute. Inside it's got a little thing of washi tape, but I thought about I could put this, my tape measure, in here and zip it up and put it on my scissors, and it would be together. So thank you to Brenda for that. And then we got, well, let me back up. I got a sweatshirt. It's over there. I'm not going to go get it. But this was a gift in prior years. It's a hard shell case. It flips over so that you can put like your phone on it or a thing of thread. But I like that it's a hard shell so you can put stuff in it and it not get squished in your bag. So there was a couple of the gals at the table passed around stickers. I got several of them. Cindy at our table gave us these cute little bitty tiny scissors. Oh my gosh, and they do actually work. So look, I'm going to show you. They're so stinking cute. Look at that. They're little bitty scissors, and they work. And she gave us a needle threader and a thing of John James needles. So I was happy to get all of those goodies. Hold on, there's a band here somewhere for this. Oh, there it is. And then this band holds it together. And it's got a little ruler on top. So I thought it was cute. And then the shop owners, what is it, Kef? I can't remember their names. But we got a pair of cute scissors with a yellow tassel. These are really good fill-in scissors. And then the case is magnetic. And then we got a pattern holder, and it's got the StitchWest emblem on it. And it has these, anyway, so that's magnetic. But it has these arms that I love because it holds my iPad on the thing. Hold up. So here it is, you know. But it holds your scissors, and it holds your iPad on, so it's super cute. And I've just been sticking my stickers from there all over it. I got so many stickers, I gotta put them all on here. So I'll remember where I got them. So that is that. And then on the freebie table, I picked up quite a few. Anytime I get little scraps of fabric like this, I pick them up. I thought this would be good for a patriotic word in white. So anything like this that's little scraps, I will grab it. There was this big thing of fabric I thought would be cute to back some of the patriotic pieces or to do as a project bag or something. And then I picked up freebies. So I'm going to go through these kind of quick. Welcome In by Little House Needleworks. Teresa Kogut, Poinsettia Place. Snowflake Tree. I will not do the Merry Christmas at the bottom. I'll probably do like Let It Snow or something. But I thought that was a cute monochromatic for winter. Santa's House by Country Cottage Needleworks. I love this one. Stacy Nash. Butternut Tavern. I love that one. So cute. Cute. Strawberry Hill by Threads of Memory. Happy Chinese New Year to You by Bent Creek. Bringing Home the Tree by Stitching with the Housewives. Redeem. It says, redeem the misspent time that's passed and live each day as if it were thy last. And I don't think I'm going to stitch it whole. I think I want to stitch the deer and the tree and this section together right here. And then the house and this section together. And not do the sides and the bottom. Spring Beauty by Pedal Pusher. Bloom Where You Were Planted. Emma Fowler by Cherished Stitches. It says, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. I'll probably do a different color conversion. I don't know. We'll see. Mary Jane Wright Sampler, 1850. It says, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. I think that's cute. And then the Matilda Driver Sampler, 1836. It says, soon as I heard my father say, ye children, seek my grace, my heart replied without delay, I'll seek my Father's face. It's cute. Told y'all I'm getting into samplers. So that is all of the goodies from StitchWest. I will talk about all of the retreat stuff itself in a second, but I want to shift because I also went to the Greensboro Stitch group and got some stuff there, so I want to show that really quick, and then I will talk about each one separately in just a second. So my Aunt Linda got me this really cute scissor fobs while we were there. I think one of the ladies there made it. It has the cutest little teacup, and I love it. I think it's so elegant. If you know me, I wear a lot of black. I picked up this Sunken Depth 28 count fabric by Lappin' Loops. It is a beautiful dark fabric that I've thought about would be good for patriotic pieces. There is the patriotic pears that I've seen people doing it on a light blue with a white thread, and I can't see it good enough, so if I find that pattern, I'm going to do it, and then I will stitch it on this fabric. I picked up We're Blessed by Teresa Kogut while I was there. There was a free piece of fabric on the table there. It's a pretty big count, but I'm going to just stitch it on that. I don't care anything about doing it on the little drum. I think it's cute, but I'll just do a circle finish. Don't bother me. I got Little House Needleworks Early Americans while I was there. And I already had a piece of fabric, so I've got it in there. I got a freebie, the America Berry from Betsy Barn Creations by Erica Michaels. That looks super cute. So I've got my fabric picked out for that in here. And then the Camping Stitcher had donated a pattern to the giveaways, and then Cindy, who is one of the leaders of the Greensboro group, had put the floss and fabric and a pin in here, and I won it in a door prize. So thank you to both of those ladies very much. I'm so excited to stitch that as well. And then as far as freebies while I was there, I just picked up 3 just cross stitch magazines. I have 2 out of these 3, but they're put up, and there was some projects in here that I really wanted to get to pretty quick, so I grabbed them, and I thought I can give it to my mom, you know, give it to my mom when she's done with it. So okay, this is the 3rd time. I'm telling y'all, it is not easy to do a video. Okay, so let me talk really quick about the retreat at StitchWest, and then the Greensboro Stitch Day. We'll talk about plans really quick. Or did I just say a minute ago we do it the other way? I don't know. Anyway, let's do plans. So I'm participating in the 13 for the 250th SAL. It is hosted by the Disorderly Stitcher and the Stitcher with the Laughing Face. I'm also doing hashtag Flags on the 4th, Sabbath stitching, and fall on Fridays. Whew, that's a lot. Upcoming retreats, Spring Mingle is May 15th and 16th. I have registered for that. I will be going to the Lexington, South Carolina retreat July 24th and 25th. There is a stitch day for the Greensboro Stitch group in October that I'll be going to. And then the first part of November, I have the opportunity to go to 2 separate retreats, and I'm trying to make up my mind which one I want to go to. So I've got a lot of stitching plans. I want to do this 13th for the 250. I'm really going to focus on that, and Flags on the 4th and stuff. It's probably going to be my focus for May and June, and then in July I'll probably do Christmas in July. So that's plans. Okay, StitchWest. StitchWest has probably been my absolute favorite retreat, just because everything was so convenient and the logistics of everything was very enjoyable for me. I left home on Thursday the 16th. The retreat didn't start until Friday, but I could not get any flights to where I could actually take advantage of the day on Friday. So I flew in on Thursday and left from Charlotte. It was like 7:30 in the morning. Had a connecting flight in Chicago, and then ended up in Salt Lake City about 12:30 their time. And then I met up with Cindy. She and I had met on the Stitch group, and I had asked a question about taking the train from the airport up to Ogden, and she's like, I'll meet you there. So we made plans, and we met in the airport, and we got to spend the whole weekend together. She was super sweet. But it was awesome because when we got there, it was snowing, humongous flakes. It was a very wet snow. It was freezing. The wind was blowing. And when I left Charlotte, it had been 80s and 90s. So I had on capris and sandals and a little light sweater with holes all in it. So we got there, and I had to dig out my tennis shoes out of my suitcase. And I had my blanket from the plane, and I put it around me because I didn't have a coat. I look like a hobo. Cindy was prepared. She had her galoshes and her mittens and her toboggan and her big thick coat. Like, she was prepared, but I look like a hobo. But we met in the airport at the baggage claim area took the little tram over, and then we got on the Frontliner. I think that Front Runner, and we rode that all the way up to Ogden, and that was so much fun. We were going like 80 miles an hour. I clocked us on my Life 360 app, and we were flying on that train. And when we got off in Ogden, it was like stepping off in a movie scene because the mountains were covered with snow. It was just so beautiful there, so beautiful. And so I got an Uber and took it to my apartment that I rented. I got in after the block rates for the retreat were gone, so I stayed in an Airbnb apartment and rented out the whole apartment. It was way cheaper than staying in the hotel, and I really don't like hotels anyway, so it was a lot of fun. I got to rest, relax, and be ready for the retreat. So Friday, the doors opened at 11. I got there probably about 10 o'clock, waited in line, got registered for a neck and shoulder massage on Saturday, and we just waited for the doors to open and went in and got our table. So it was me and Cindy and then folks we had never met before, so it was a whole lot of fun. Friday we went to dinner with Kristen and Kate from our table. The restaurants were all within walking distance of the hotel, so we went to Craft Burger out behind the hotel and ate, and just come right back and got to stitching. Shepherd's Bush was directly across the street, so went over and did some shopping over there, so that was a lot of fun. And then Saturday, stitched all day from like 9 to 9. Went to lunch with Jandy and Denise at the taco bar, and back to Shepherd's Bush again. So it was fun. We had dinner at the Hobbit. Kate at our table drove me and Kristen over, Cindy over to the Hobbit, and we ate there. I've never ate there before, but their green beans were so good, and their onion rings were good. Everything was good. Like, all the food was good. I loved that everything was in walking distance of the hotel. You didn't have to get in a ton of traffic. You didn't have to get in an Uber every time you wanted to go somewhere. It was so much fun. And then Sunday, we stitched from, it was about 9:30 to, it was over at 4. And so we were right at the end when everybody left. And I went back to my apartment, did my laundry, ate dinner, did some cleanup and stitching, and then got up on Monday morning and headed to the airport. My flight wasn't until 2, but Cindy's was at 11:30, so we left Ogden at 7:30 because it was a little over an hour, or right at an hour of a train ride back to the airport. And I rode back with her, and we had avocado toast in the airport. It was so good. And I waited with her until her flight left, and then I just hung out until my flight left to come home. So it was great. And then the Greensboro Stitch Group, my mom and I drove down and met my aunt, and my dad went with us, but he sat in the corner and did his Bible study while my aunt, my mom, and I did some stitching. It was an all-day stitch thing. So we left the house at 5:45, got down there about 9:30. We stopped at the Waffle House for breakfast on the way, and then stitched until 5:30. We left to come home and stopped and got some Starbucks on the way back. So it was a lot of fun. Really, really good couple of weeks of stitching. I have really enjoyed stitching, trying to be focused and get stuff done, but then also trying to start all the new things. So it's been fun. I think that's all that I have got to share. I think that's been enough. Yeah, I think that's it. Again, I hope that I will be able to bring stuff more frequently. There probably won't be very long, but I want to try to get a lot of stitching done over the next couple of months. And I think that there's going to be a lot of fun stuff with all these retreats coming up. I'll get done, so stick around to find out. As far as life updates, not really much going on. Fixing to do integrate testing for the boys. My middle son has been in driver's ed. We put him in a driving school since we're homeschooled. We pay for him to go to a driving school to take classes and to do his driving part. So he's fixing to do the driving part. He'll be getting his permit the first part of June. Other than that, we put up a new pool, or in the process of putting up a new pool. We took down our old one. It was too small, and we got one that we thought was a little bit bigger, and ended up it is about 3 times bigger than our old pool and what we were thinking. But other than that, that's about it. Going camping. Anyway, life's good. I hope you all have been good. Thanks for coming over and watching this video. And thank you again for returning week after week. If you're one of those faithful viewers, I appreciate you. And here's to the next 5 years. Cheers. Bye.